Hey, good morning and good day. This is Kirk Sherrod. We're here in Jerk's Corner. We've got a great show planned for you. Of course, we always have Ryan Miner.
What's going on, guys? Stoked to be here this morning.
We've got James Williams from Top Jimmy CPT in the house. Whoop, whoop, Top Jimmy.
Hello.
There he is.
Stranger
Rhonda.
Kirk.
Rhonda's here. Great. Rhonda's here. You hear Rhonda with her horns on?
I'm here.
Rhonda's always horny in the morning. Well, not horny, but, with horns on is what I mean to say.
Off the rails already.
With us, we got
Here we go.
And Bastion here. We got it's all ready to go. These guys are from Code Epoxy. We're going to chat with them. Let's turn it right over to Top Jimmy because it's 10 at 10. Top Jimmy, throw it up.
Hey, Top Jimmy CPT here, your in-house trainer and nutritionist. So 10 at 10, I get up early and get started early, so 10 o'clock my lunchtime, and we usually talk about my food here a little bit. So let's jump right in. The reason
Are you in the
we
locker
talk about
room
my
in
food.
there?
Yeah. Where else would a trainer be besides a locker room?
I know, but did you have to move to the locker room? They didn't like what you were doing before, or what?
No, we were always here. I just changed the angle of my computer to more represent what was going on.
Cool, I like it.
Yeah, I like the locker. I got my name up there, Top Jimmy CPT. Anyway, we talk about my food because I'm usually eating in line with what you should be eating. And I tell you what I'm eating, so hopefully you will start to mimic my eating habits a little bit. Keep you all in shape so you can ride the bike faster and longer. And other things faster and longer, right?
Right.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Other things. Okay, move on.
Hey.
We'll keep the family show going today. PG rated at worst here, so... Anyway, for breakfast, let's start with breakfast real quick. I had an easy breakfast this morning. 3 organic eggs. Organic eggs are brown. You can usually tell your eggs are whole and good for you because they're brown instead of white. Chickens are treated.
How does that work? Are they organic chickens that lay those, or what's the difference? So people know.
They're free. They're not in a coop. They're range. They're not fed any bleach. Just like your production chickens are. That's literally how they make the eggshells white. The chickens are fed bleaches that make the eggs white. So you got your non-cooped chicken, can free range, eat what it wants pretty much. Usually what it's fed is wholesome, regular chicken food, not some sort of random stuff they're mass producing to make the chicken fatter. And yeah, the eggs come out brown. That's good. So, like, if you buy eggs from your fresh farmer's market, 90% of the time they're going to be brown because they're not produced in that way. So, organic eggs. We got Core Chocolate Nutrition Shake. I love the Core products. I haven't talked about them a lot on here, but I'm falling in love with them. Core is the brand, C-O-R-E. They're all natural, no artificial ingredients. No genetically modified ingredients, and they're not made from powders. They're all made from liquids. And if you're taking a lot of different proteins, some of them can really taste odd. These Core products taste freaking awesome. So,
Hey, Jimmy, I got a question about the shakes for you. Is the point of those shakes or whatever it is, those protein shakes, is it just convenience versus being able to get what you need in other types of food?
Convenience plays a huge part of it, but they're also very correct in how the protein, carb, and fat ratio is to build muscle. And there are other components in there to, like sometimes creatine or other subtle components that make sure the protein gets delivered to the muscles properly. So.
Okay, I just wondered about that. I've been hearing a lot about that stuff. I don't personally use them, but it doesn't mean that I wouldn't. I just don't know how to really apply them or when to apply them or if I should apply them. So,
a lot of times they have a high dose of protein versus calorie intake. Mm-hmm. So if you're trying to lose weight but you don't want to lose your muscle, they'll keep your muscle on while allowing you to lose other weight. If you're using meats and eggs and other proteins to add muscle to your body, you'll usually add other weight too. So that's what I mean about them being very specific in muscle development. Some people call them meal replacement, and those are for people that are really trying to lose weight but keep their protein mass on.
I call it snack replacement.
Yeah, me too.
Because when I want a snack or I want to have something, I take one of those instead of a snack, and it helps.
Right. It does.
It helps crave your, put something else in your mouth. So do you primarily drink those in the morning or whenever you want?
I have one at least in the morning, sometimes later in the day. But the reason I take it in the morning is protein keeps you full. Protein will satisfy your appetite, and it's a slow-burning fuel, so you will feel full, not want more food again. If you have pancakes or something real sugary, a high-carb item, your body's going to burn that up right away, and you will feel hungry again, and you may even crash from the high-carb and then the dive. The proteins won't make you crash. They're such a slow, even-burning fuel. They won't crash you, and they'll keep you feeling full. So the other thing I like to have with the proteins is a piece of fruit, just like I had today. That's the final ingredient of my breakfast, was a banana. So you got eggs, protein drink, and a banana. And the one thing that's missing from there is a grain or a bread or a cereal group, but you guys know I try to preach only having one of those a day, and I usually have that with lunch or dinner, so it's out of the morning routine usually.
So that would be, Jimmy, like, I'm sorry, Kirk. I was just going to give him a hard time about the peanut butter burger he had this weekend.
Oh, don't call me out here.
Oh, it's on.
I had a peanut butter bacon. What'd you say, Kurt?
You had a peanut butter burger?
Peanut butter bacon burger at the Lucky 13 bar downtown. It's so good you can't even imagine. It's high in protein. Come on, peanut butter, bacon.
And bacon are good fats, right? So it's good natural fats.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I got to go have one of those. Ryan, we got to go down and have one of those.
Let's do it.
All of us. We got to get together and go down there. I'm in on that when you guys go. Don't cut me out of that loop.
No, man. You've had your one for the month. You can't go have another one.
Hey, listen. The day before that, I did 22 miles in Mill Creek Canyon on foot, not bike, from the booth.
I did that this morning. 23.5 miles up Mill Creek this morning.
On bike.
Yeah, on a bike.
I did mine on foot.
Ooh, that's rough, man.
The day before. That's how I earned my burger.
You should get a bike.
Jimmy?
I know. I gotta get my road bike paid off, and then I gotta buy a dirt bike.
I was going to ask you, in Rhonda's case, would you drink the shake before or after the smothered hash browns?
And the coffee.
I would drink it before, because that's.
I mean, she's got to know this stuff, and I think she's a little to ask.
Do you blend it in with coffee, or do you just leave that alone?
It could be a nice creamer, right? Like a creamer. Do you put creamers in your coffee, Rhonda?
No, nothing in the coffee.
Maybe you ought to try. Put a protein in there, and then I don't know. Get that that good stuff going, and maybe you'd feel a little bit better after the smothered hash.
Yeah. In my defense, I did skip the smothered hash browns yesterday because I didn't want to walk 52,000 miles, like Jimmy said you had to walk them off. So.
That's right, and I would
Yay
check.
Me.
I love it how you clap for yourself with the button.
I know, I should do it again.
You should do
So
it.
anyway, have the protein shake before your smothered hash browns, because it'll fire up your metabolism and it'll help burn that smothered hash browns off. But I recommend no smothered hash browns, truthfully.
It'll take a week to burn off instead of a month.
Yeah, and then she eats them every day, so I think she's going in the hole
No,
there.
not every day. No.
Okay, didn't yesterday.
That Hardee's is right around the corner, so it's just
That is the hardest thing. Hardee's right around the corner from her. That's the problem. Jimmy, thank you. That was awesome. Anything else you got for us?
Just real quick, my lunch today is going to be organic spring leaves. Nice variety of greens and purples with your leaves there. Greens and purple leaves are way higher in nutrients than your regular iceberg lettuce. That's going to have a 1/4 cup of blackberries, a quarter cup of blueberries, a quarter cup of strawberries, a quarter cup of walnuts, and 4 ounces of grilled salmon on there. So you got your good fats, you got tons of protein in the salmon, you got energy to burn from those fruits, and you got high antioxidants and vitamins and minerals from those greens. So that sort of salad is the whole deal, everything you need in one package.
When Top Jimmy eats, he eats like Martha Stewart paints or makes a craft. That's what it sounds like. Purples and blues and little, that's what it sounds like. Sounds like Martha Stewart's making a craft. Okay, somebody's calling us. Hey, this is Kirk down at Jerk's Corner. What's going on?
Lance Fields would like everyone to know that Waffle House rocks the hash browns.
Waffle House.
That's just 2 cents. Yep.
That's a go-to place. We have a waffle cart here. Of course, we did a show about that. And Saturday's Waffle Cart, man, what a place. They make some waffles. It doesn't even look like waffles or smell like waffles when you get them. They're so good. That's amazing. But not Top Jimmy approved.
Not Top Jimmy.
Of course.
Once in a while, before a big race, before an event where you're going to require those fast-burning carbs, that's good stuff, actually. But on a regular basis, not at all. No, no. No, no.
No, no. That's the no-no. That's a Top Jimmy no-no. That's a new hashtag right there.
That's it for me, other than, Captain, we got to figure out how to get together, brother.
Well, it's easy. I'm here all the time. So
okay, that's on me then.
If you never not know where to find me. Let's put it that way.
I'm going to come in tonight.
Okay. I'll be here.
Okay.
At this place, at Jerk's Bike Shop. You want the address, or?
I don't need it. I haven't forgotten yet.
Okay, all right. Let me know. Thank you,
All
sir.
right.
That was a good idea of what we need to eat, and you always have some good stuff for us. And I'm always surprised how you've always got something new. And now I got to go reevaluate what I ate this morning and what I'm going to eat this afternoon.
I try to keep it fresh. It won't work if you got to eat the same damn thing every day. Sorry about the French.
No, I think if it sounds like Martha Stewart's crafting, I think then you're probably okay. If it sounds like something you shouldn't be eating, like smothered hash browns, then then maybe you should stay away from them. That's good advice. That's not a. You got the wrong. That's a clapping with the, man, Rhonda. We got to work on that. Thank you, James. Have the rest of a good day, and we'll see you later. It's about 6 o'clock.
I'm going to stick around as long as I can, but I might have to cut out abruptly.
Oh, that'll be great. Yeah, stick around if you can.
I will.
All right, let's move over to these gentlemen right here. These are our guests.
How's it going?
You guys have been kind of quiet back there.
Well, yeah, we're just observing. We're taking notes back here.
That's good. They're taking notes. I didn't see any note paper, but mental notes. They're taking mental notes
so far, man.
Well, you know what? Let's get right to this. These guys are here as a special guest. Thank you for coming, of course.
Yeah, it's our pleasure.
Thank you. And we want to talk about coat epoxy. Now, everybody wants to know what it is. We didn't get into it too much. We just put this name up and said coat epoxy. Now, we got to kind of go there.
That's
yeah,
right.
coat epoxy. That's how you spell it right there.
That's right.
And I didn't spell it right for the first 3 or 4 times I had to spell it. So I was spelling it CODE epoxy, like the stuff you glue stuff together with. And that's how I've got it written on multiple notes around here, coat epoxy. But that's not right. It's like this, COTOPAXI. Now, tell us what the name is, because you told me and it was really cool.
Yeah, I'm American, obviously, but I grew up in Latin America when I was 4 years old. My family moved there.
Uh-huh.
And one of the places I lived was Ecuador. And there's a mountain, a huge volcano, one of the highest active volcanoes in the world that's named Cotopaxi. And
you lived in the volcano?
We lived in the volcano.
What?
We used to go backpacking there, and it's a place that I loved going camping and backpacking with my dad, and so it's always had a special meaning to me.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So you backpacked and hiked up on the...
Yeah. We often went... My dad is an adventurer, so we always were doing some, different adventures and backpacking trips, and one of the places we often went was Cotopaxi.
Now, on a active volcano, is there lava up there? I mean, is there smoke coming out of places?
No, there's not. Not on Cotopaxi. It's a glacier on the top of the mountain.
Okay.
But yeah, we actually did go hiking oftentimes to active volcanoes, and you can go into the craters. There's like strong sulfur smell. The ground in different places can be hot, but you won't see like lava like bubbling out or anything.
I had friends in high school that had strong sulfur smell as well, but that's a different thing. But when you go to hike in those and you see that stuff in there, are you ever worried that, I mean, it didn't ever go off or anything?
No, because you usually have some kind of warning. You know, before a volcano erupts, it usually starts giving certain signs that it's going to be erupting, and so then you kind of stay away from it. So,
What, like a deer crossing sign, or how does that work?
Exactly.
It's just like, here's a sign, this is going to...
erupt. Yeah, the volcano sticks a sign out that says erupting soon.
This is erupting soon. Yeah. Did they warn you against that? Like, are there signs along the way that
No, there's not, because, I mean, oftentimes most volcanoes don't erupt with any kind of regular frequency. I mean, it's more like every 50 to 75 years or 100 years. So,
right.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where you really just aren't too worried about it, and unless there's like a bunch of smoke coming out, and then hey, we better not go hiking today.
That's what the people said at Mount St. Helens when they were hiking up there. Like, man, it sure is rumbling a lot, and then next thing you know... You never know.
You never know. That's true. You never know.
Is that part of the excitement of it?
No, of course.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I've never done that before, so I'd like to probably go and hike up some type of volcano.
Actually, there's a cool volcano in Central America that you can sandboard down. You go up into the crater, and then you come around the backside, and it's just black sand, and you can sandboard like snowboarding. You sandboard down, about a mile of black sand, which is pretty cool.
So when are we going to do that?
Let's go do it, man. Let's put it on the calendar.
Let's put that, Ryan. That's another thing we need to put on the calendar.
Man, that's like on the bucket list. Sandboarding on a volcano, man. That
right.
Not, so.
Right. We got a lot of stuff on the bucket list lately.
Yep, we do.
Okay, so tell us about Cotopaxi. This is the name of your company, named after the volcano.
The volcano, yeah.
But tell us about it.
Yeah. So I've been an entrepreneur for the last 10 years. I've had a number of different e-commerce businesses, and have been lucky enough that they've done well. And having grown up in Latin America and seen a lot of poverty, a lot of extreme poverty, ever since I was a child, I've always had a desire to help in some way. And I've always felt almost a weight on my shoulders to do something, a responsibility. And so last year, as I was living in Brazil, I have a business there with a few hundred employees. I was there, and I just decided it was time for me to go do something that could have a positive impact, and less about going to make as much money as possible, but more about having as big of an impact as possible. Help it. We're an outdoor gear brand. We make high quality packs, water bottles, and apparel. And every piece of gear that we make is tied to a social cause. So if you buy one of our packs, you help a child get an education, between 1 and 3 weeks of education, depending on which pack you buy. So if you buy the Kilimanjaro pack, you're helping this little orphanage in Tanzania. If you buy the Cusco pack, you're helping some street kids in Cusco, Peru. If you buy a water bottle, you're giving someone 6 months of clean water. Depending on which bottle you buy, that determines which region of the world you're helping. But the idea is, we can make a really cool outdoor brand, but that's tied to humanity, tied to helping people.
No, that's cool. That's what it's all about.
That's right,
I mean, we can make all kinds of money. We know that. That's kind of how the American dream is. We know we can make money here. It's kind of easy almost. Yeah. I shouldn't say it's easy, but it is kind of. We can just go out our front door and the world's our oyster, and we can make whatever we want. But this kind of stuff is very helpful and can help somebody that maybe couldn't go out the door and make some money.
Exactly. I mean, we're fortunate that we're one of the very few, as a percentage, a very small number of people have been born with what we have. And so we're very lucky, and we have a responsibility to help those that were born with less. So it doesn't take a whole lot. You don't need to be a millionaire. You don't need to be, Ivy League educated. All you have to do is you have to care. You have to care, and you have to be willing to do something.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. I wonder, do you feel like, I mean, this kind of came up when you were talking about that. Do you feel like here in the United States we care less now, or do we care more now than, like, say, maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago?
I mean, I definitely think we care more, and I think that's in large part due to the fact that we have so much knowledge about what's happening in the world thanks to the internet and TV. And I also think, we've made a big impact. I mean, if you look at, in 1990, 40% of the world lived in extreme poverty. They lived on less than $1 a day. 40% of the world. Now it's less than 20% that live under that same amount. So, we're making an impact. People care. Millennials, especially this younger generation, they care more than people in my generation or your generation.
Right.
You know, these are people that these young people, they have been exposed to a lot of this. They've seen it. They feel like we have a responsibility to help, and so it's definitely a trend that I think is going to continue, which is good.
Do you think we? I'm just curious what you guys think. Do you think that we put that money or that effort in the right place sometimes? I wonder if sometimes when I contribute to things, I wonder if I'm putting it in the best place that I could put it in. And you know, I'm never sure how to come up with that. I don't know. Maybe some of our viewers out there have some ideas, but I'm always worried that I'm not putting it in the right place or in the hands of the people that will put it in those places. And that's what I like about you guys. Yeah, I already know that it's going to go to those places where it's going to directly help somebody. Yeah. We had the gals from Eyes from Zimbabwe on here a couple of weeks ago, and I know that I've helped them out for a couple, well, I don't know, 5 years now, 6 years now, and I know that that money or those donations go straight to those kids. Yeah. Like I know that's where it's going. It makes me feel better about that it's going to the right place, not lining some pockets of somebody sitting in a really nice house in New York or something.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a tough challenge. It's something we actually question ourselves. Like, you know, what are the best causes to go support?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's not really clear. You know, sometimes you might actually be better off working with an established nonprofit that, even though there's some overhead, they make huge impact with the money. You know, they get a lot of every dollar they put in, they get a huge, you know, they make a big impact. Where some of these smaller groups, maybe they put 100% of it in, but maybe their impact isn't as great. So it's not always clear. That said, I think we need to be careful, because sometimes I think because we aren't sure, it keeps us from doing something. And so I'd say, you know, better to err on, you know, trying to make an impact, and maybe you made a mistake in choosing the perfect cause, but if you made an impact, that's what's important. So
I agree. You know, I mean, in the long run, maybe the man upstairs says, hey, you know what, you did a good job, you tried to do your very best, at least you tried something. So don't not do something just because you're afraid it's going in the wrong place. But yeah, that's what I'm always worried about. I'm worried, hey, is this going in, you know, a place where it's going to be good?
You know, and Ryan actually helps us a lot. Like, he's been helping us identify some of the causes that we're supporting. And so, actually, I don't know if you have any thoughts on how you've been looking at some of the causes that we're looking to support and how you've chosen them.
I'd say the most important thing is that the organization you're supporting is doing something that's sustainable and long-lasting. If you have a organization that's coming into a community and bringing them a bunch of food, that's good for that week or that month that the food lasts. But in the same time you brought all that food, you've also destroyed the food production economy in that local region. You put farmers out of business, you put local shop owners out of business, and you've actually made the community in the long run worse off. So you need to make sure that the organizations you're supporting are building capacity, building self-sustainability and self-sufficiency for the people, and empowering them to be the masters of their own destinies, rather than being dependent on somebody coming in and giving them a handout.
Well, that's a good point. I don't think about that. You know, the sustainability and the fact that they can help themselves is way bigger than just giving them something that might help them right now, and possibly hurting the farmers or hurting some other industry that might be there. Yeah, that's huge. That's something to definitely think about, what impact that will have.
And this is why most of the causes we're supporting are related to education and health. Because those are the kind of things that help people get out of poverty. Okay. It's not by giving them food or, you know, giving them handouts, but it's, you know, you give people access to clean water, they're healthier. It's always young girls that are out fetching water all day long. So by drilling a water well near a school, the girls end up going to school, and then when they come back, they can come back with fresh, clean water in the same amount of time it would have taken to go out to a river that's muddy and dirty that the animals are bathing in and people are washing their clothes in. So, you know, these kind of things, you know, they really make an impact.
It makes a huge difference. So what kind of products do you have? Like you mentioned some of the things that you have. Where did that product development come from? Like, how did you come up with these products, and how did you decide on those ones that you have?
So when I was in Brazil and I came up with doing this idea, I actually came with it. I didn't come up with the idea of making an outdoor company and then figure out how to make it do good. I actually decided I needed to build a business that could help people. And then I started thinking about what kind of business could I build. And one of my passions is the outdoors, so it was something that just immediately came to my mind, and I thought it was a perfect business to get into. It's a very large space, but I also knew I don't come from the outdoor industry. I'm not a gear designer. I'm not an expert. And so I knew I needed to bring on incredible people. And so I went on, believe it or not, I went on LinkedIn and I started looking for award-winning gear designers. And so, and that's who we have on our team. We went in and found our apparel designer, a super award-winning apparel designer that worked for Nike, Columbia, Marmot, Dakine. Our pack designer was at an award-winning pack designer at Black Diamond and Gregory. So, you know, we're actually going to be releasing some tents next year. The guy that did all the North Face and Sierra Designs tents is doing our tents. So we have these amazing award-winning gear designers, and that's why, you know, I knew that if we wanted to build an amazing brand, we couldn't just have these social causes tied to whatever gear. We had to make amazing, innovative gear of our own, and so that's what we're working on.
That's great. Somebody's calling me here, but we'll just turn that off because it looks like a solicitor. I hope it's not that really. I hope it's not the Publishers Clearinghouse or something like that.
Yeah, probably was.
Dang it, Ed McMahon. Is Ed McMahon still alive?
No.
Oh, he's not. Oh, that's rest his soul. Thank you for calling Jerk's Corner. This is Kirk. How can we help you?
Jessica Maynard would love to know if she can ski down the volcano.
She wants to ski down the volcano?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. When that happens, when we go to do that, Jessica, you're invited. Everybody's always invited. And any trip that we dream up that we haven't gone on yet, you're invited. In your mind or in reality, you're invited. But one of these days, we might be able to actually go on some of these trips, you know, because we're just getting in the planning stages because we just started thinking about that. So, yeah, when we go, everybody's invited. That might be a big trip.
Yeah, you know, I'm probably going end of this year to Cotopaxi. I'm going to go summit it.
He's going at the end of the year.
Yeah,
so
she's welcome to. Jessica's welcome to come with us, and she won't be the first person that's ever skied down, but you can do it. So.
Now, Jessica, hang on, Jessica. I'm going to hang up here, but just keep listening. So back to that. Yeah. If we're going to summit,
19,300 plus feet. So about the height of Kilimanjaro. So yeah, Kilimanjaro, obviously the highest mountain in Africa. Cotopaxi is as high as Kilimanjaro is.
Okay, so this is a serious thing. This isn't like, you know, going for a day hike or something where we're going to go up and, you know, ski down, you know, Alta or Snowbird up here. This is like...
It's very technical. There's
5 days?
It's actually less. You can do it in less days, but you have to acclimatize to the altitude. So I guess 5 days if you include that.
Yeah.
But it's a very technical climb, so a lot of crevasses and definitely something that you don't have to be like someone that's preparing for Everest to go do it either. So.
Okay. Well, get your workout on, get your P90X out, go see Top Jimmy, whatever you got to do, because if you're going to go hike this, it's not going to be, it's 5 days and it's ugly. Okay, so a couple more questions. Is there anything else you want to tell us about that I'm missing here? Tell us.
Yeah, I can tell you one other thing that I think is kind of fun. So Cotopaxi is a benefit corporation, and most people don't know what a benefit corporation is. But it's a new type of for-profit business or entity. So instead of being a typical LLC or S Corp or C Corp, we're a benefit corporation. Some people call them B Corps. And the idea is it's almost a cross between a for-profit and a non-profit. It's a for-profit business, but you are, in your articles of incorporation, when you incorporate the business, you are committing to make a measurable positive impact on people around the planet. And so you end up using a percentage of your profits to help and do good in the world. So I think this is a new trend that we're going to start seeing a lot of in the next several generations, where, you know, we see businesses evolve a lot. Capitalism has taken, you know, millions and billions of people out of poverty. But I think businesses need to do more. We need to see more evolution where businesses feel a bigger responsibility to give back and not just make money.
I agree. And it's way easier to set up a B Corp than it is to set up a nonprofit.
Much. Yeah.
I've done both, and it's way easier to do B Corp. And you know what? It's a little bit loosey goosey. You got more options, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a good.
And as you know, some people might say, well, why don't, you know, if you're just a regular corporation, why can't you just do good anyways? You can. The protection that you have as a benefit corporation is that in my last business, I had shareholders, I had investors that put money in the business. If I want to start giving away 10 or 20% of all of our profits, to the poor, the shareholders said, hey, that's our money. We can give it to the poor if we want, but you can't.
Right.
But with the benefit corporation, I can do that. And so even though we have investors, Silicon Valley investors, they all signed on knowing that we're going to give away between 10 and 20% of all of our profits to these causes.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. What do you think, Ryan? These are good guys.
No, totally. I mean, it's just like I was saying last week when the ladies from Zimbabwe are on. It's you begin to do good things and give of yourselves, whether it's your time or your money or whatever. That stuff comes back to you tenfold. Now, and maybe not monetarily, but in other forms as well. It helps the soul, and I think that I forgot who said this. I don't know. I can't remember his name, but he said that he's not a religious person, but he still gives a percentage of his income to whatever charity he wants to give it, because he believes by giving that money away that helps build wealth in a lot of ways. And like I said, maybe not just monetarily, but in other ways as well. But I think that's great. I think it's just a cool idea, man. I've never heard of that before, but that's awesome. That's awesome.
Well, and it's feeding the soul. We don't do that very often. Really, we eat, we exercise, we do all those things, but man, you got to fill your soul up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes it's
we
down.
forget that sometimes, dude. We forget that. It's like
it's big.
It's huge, and it's it cures those blues that people get a lot of the times, and it's just a good thing, man. So I dig the T-shirt. Where can I get one of those T-shirts?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. We actually have a bunch of awesome shirts, and actually they're like the softest shirts you'll ever buy or wear. So you get more hugs when you wear them.
It is soft. It is soft. I'd be hugging him when he leaves.
They're the
that's really cool.
The most comfortable shirts you'll ever get. But you can go to our website. And actually, I'd invite everyone to go to the website anyways. On the home page, there's a little video that has my wife and I telling a story of a time when we lived in Peru. This is about 13 years ago. We had a really cool experience that kind of inspired this business. And it's a really touching story, and I'd encourage you guys all to go see it. It's only 3 minutes long. And then you can check out some of the gear, some of the shirts. We have a lot of other cool stuff coming. So.
I went and looked at it. Go bring a box of tissues with you, because it's kind of touching.
So
it really is.
So does the same thing apply when you buy a T-shirt? Does a portion of that go to a cause as well?
Absolutely. In fact, it's raising money for. We're actually buying a water drill from a group called Who Lives. It's a Utah-based organization that makes a manual drill where we actually go employ 4 or 5 men that go and drill manually. They can go spin this wheel, and it literally drills 200 feet down into the ground for water. And so it actually employs people. They can go around from village to village where trucks and bigger rigs can't access. So, and then we'll actually be able to track, as you buy products, you can actually track this drill around Africa and see which village it's in and it's drilled. Man. So really
that's
cool.
So cool.
I love the fact that you're keeping it at home in Utah too. In that case, anyway, Utah corporations. I think that's great.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's way cool. Now, Ryan, you tell us a little bit about your place in the business. Where do you fit in? What do you do exactly?
I'm a graduate student at BYU, so I'm just an intern this summer. But basically, I'm working on a little bit of branding with a sub-brand, doing some social strategy, helping Cotopaxi pick out their new partners and which causes
he's doing a good job because he's on the corner, so something's happening.
Yeah, he's been great. One thing we learned about Ryan is that our whole team we're adventurers, all of us. We have a guy on the team that bought a motorcycle. He graduated from Michigan State and bought a motorcycle and drove it down to Chile. We have people that have lived in Southeast Asia doing nonprofit work. We have people from all over the country that have moved here to be a part of this. And Ryan is a true adventurer. He's lived in Tajikistan. He's lived in Russia. He speaks like 5 languages. And he's a real outdoorsman and just a perfect fit for what we're doing. And he also has a lot of exposure to social and nonprofit efforts. So he's been fantastic.
You speak 5 languages?
Yeah.
That is awesome. And any like Spanish and English and what?
Yeah, so English, Russian, German, Spanish, and Persian.
Persian. Now that's something I wouldn't guess. That's pretty awesome. Give us some Persian, a little bit of something what sounds like something Persian.
Nome man Ryan asked, man as Idaho am. What else do you want to say?
Wow, that's cool. I don't speak any other. I mean, I speak a little bit of French because I grew up in Canada. But
don't count yourself, dude. You're very fluent in Pig Latin.
I speak Jerkinese. Yeah, that is a cool thing to be able to learn that many languages. You think you'll try and learn some more? Or?
Yeah, I'd love to learn Portuguese someday. Chinese is another one, Mandarin Chinese.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
French.
Dave next door, my partner, will be able to teach you some Chinese. He knows how to speak Chinese.
Yeah.
That's cool stuff.
One of the things I want to tell you guys about. Can I tell you about something else?
Yeah, here, let me answer this phone. Here, you answer the phone.
Hey, this is Davis, Cotopaxi. How can I help?
Lance Fields wants to tell everybody that he has to shuffle off to an appointment. He wants to say keep being jerks, and they're moving the feet on me there. Remember to wear your helmet and don't bike an HOA unless you're Ryan Meyer.
There's really no answer for that. Thank you, Lance.
Well, I've got a question. Can you, for the time being, can you buy? Is it only online that you can buy your product, or do you have different outlets that you're putting?
Yeah. So right now we only sell online, and the reason we do that is because as soon as we sell to a retailer, they take a huge margin, a huge piece of that margin that we have, which means that we can't have the social impact that we want. And so by cutting out the retailer, it allows us to do a couple of things. Number one, it allows us to set our prices slightly below what you'd see at a typical retail store. So you're buying an incredible pack from us that's just as good, if not better, than a pack that you'd buy at REI or one of these other retailers, but we're priced about 10 to 15% less. We also use a percentage of that margin to go have the social impact, and we can also take some of that money and put it back into the gear. So our pack designer, for instance, was just at the factory a few months ago was just saying, I can't believe this. Like, this is the best pack I've ever made, because before, my company would never allow me to use these kind of zippers because they're just too expensive. We didn't have the margin to do it. And so all of a sudden, we're able to put a little bit more money into the gear, which actually makes them significantly better. So we have a human lifespan warranty on every pack, which is basically tied to the average lifespan of someone in the underdeveloped world. That's about 60 years, which is amazing. I mean, in the developed world, you live till you're about 80. In the underdeveloped world, my parents would both be dead. So we're just trying to remind people of that. And so every pack comes with that human lifespan warranty. So it's our slogan is Gear for Good, and it's a two-part promise. It's number one, that our gear is going to last for good, and two, that we're going to do good in the world with the gear that we sell.
What I love about that kind of stuff is that I've had stuff that's worn out before because I've just used it up. It's just completely worn out. And they have those guarantees like that, the lifespan guarantee on it. And I feel guilty about not buying another one because I was so happy how long that lasted me. Yeah. And so, I'm not the guy that goes back in and says, hey, I want another one of these because I wore it out and I used it for 40 years. I just want to buy another one and support the company.
Exactly, and I think most people will do that. But I think what it does is it gives people the assurance that, hey, this gear is real. Yeah. This is like the best quality gear you're going to buy. And if you're not happy with it for whatever reason, you just let us know. And but yeah, we're pumped about it.
And stand assured you're going to do the best thing you can to try and make it even better that next time.
Absolutely.
I love it. Let's answer this phone. This is Jerk's Corner, where the best gear is guaranteed for your life.
Here we go. First, we're going to say hello to Cheryl Deuce. She made it in today. And
Hey,
Jessica Maynard, who owns Nourish Boutique, would love to know, do you wholesale? Do you make it available? And will you make it available in retail stores eventually?
Yeah, good question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we probably will not be wholesaling it, and for the same reason that I talked about before, because all of a sudden it means that we don't have the margin to be able to have the positive social impact that we want. That said, we probably will be opening up retail stores of our own, and so that probably won't happen for a little while. Right now, we're focusing on making incredible product, finding incredible costs to support, selling online, We also have a really cool, we had a really awesome launch event. So we launched 3 months ago. We had an event called the Questival, and it was a 24-hour amazing race, basically. It was an outdoor adventure challenge.
I'm really sorry I missed that.
Yeah, we had people form teams of up to 2 to 4 people, and we gave them a list of like 200 challenges they could complete. And the more difficult the challenge, the more points they got. So if they summited Mount Olympus, they got 10 points. If they went on a little hike on the Jordan River Trail, then they got maybe 2 points. And then there was a lot of outdoor activities, kayaking across a body of water. But then there were some quirky ones like, milk a mammal that's not a human, or take a selfie with a llama.
Milk a mammal that's not a human.
That's right. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So a bunch of little quirky challenges, and then also some service-oriented challenges. So we had a flash mob. We went and picked up garbage at the Jordan River Trail, Parkway Trail. We had people volunteering at the Humane Society or at different soup kitchens. So we had nursing homes. Yeah, we had like 1,000 hours of community service that was done during that one day. And then we gave away 3 humanitarian trips. We gave away a trip to an all-guys team, an all-girls team, and a co-ed team. One went to Machu Picchu, one to Kilimanjaro, and one to Angkor Wat in Cambodia. But we had 30,000 social media posts in 24 hours of our launch. So just an amazing launch. 5,000 people participated, and it's going to be something we do on a regular basis. So we're bringing the Questival to San Francisco in a few months, and then next year we'll probably have 10 or 20 of them around the country.
Oh man, that's exciting.
And for the caller, I don't know if her question was because she wants to fill and hold the product before she buys, but we have Cotopaxi Base Camp up in Cottonwood Heights, right between Big Cottonwood and Little Cottonwood Canyon. You can drop on by, climb on our bouldering wall, check out our packs, and you can purchase stuff there in person if buying online isn't for you.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah, and Jessica, if I don't miss my guess, I think Jessica lives in. She live in North Carolina. I don't remember. Sorry, Jessica, I don't remember where you live. Where does she live, Rhonda?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. We don't remember. Jessica.
We love you, Jessica.
Yeah. And if you need, we'll figure something out so you can touch it and feel it. She's got a really cool shop.
Oh, cool.
I've seen the inside of her shop. She's shown me the inside. It's really neat in
Yeah.
there. And she does a lot of this kind of cool stuff that we're talking about, and takes in a lot of gear like the stuff that you have.
That's great.
It's
very cool.
Cool place. You know what? We're almost out of time, but without being out of time, because we're not out of time, we never run out of time because we can just keep going. But the fact that we are, boy, somebody just wants to call us. Maybe we should answer this. Every once in a while, it's kind of fun to answer this. I don't remember what happened last time, but thank you for calling Jerk's Bike Shop. This is Kirk. How may I help you? Yeah, we sell Strider bikes.
Do you have something in stock?
I have one left.
What color is it?
It's black. Brand new color this year.
And you know if it's like a pro or a sport or...
It's the new sport.
I'm sorry, say again?
It's the new sport.
Oh, the new sport.
Yep, brand new this year.
Okay, very good. I will possibly be in to see you later today then.
That'd be good because they don't last long in here. I'm a Strider dealer. I'm the largest Strider dealer in Utah. And for whatever reason, they just pop out the door.
Oh, well, that's great. I mean, it'll be a bummer for me, but great for you that you're telling them so fast.
Well, let me tell you how our kids program works. Maybe this will help you decide. We offer the same money you spend on that bike towards the next bike that you buy. So if you spend $100 on this one, I'll give you $100 towards the pedal bike that you buy when he grows out of this.
Oh, cool. That would be great.
Okay, we'll see you today then.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate your info.
Okay, have a super day. Bye-bye.
Let you too. See you.
Oh, that was a good call we took. So
Glad it wasn't a solicitor.
Oh, you know what happened last time? You guys weren't here, but what happened last time is I answered it, and this lady wanted me to pick up her stuff at her apartment, like a bike and some beds and some other stuff that she had just laying in there. She thought that we would go pick it up for her and take it. And I mean, it was kind of a funny conversation because I didn't know what to say. I'm like, well, we don't really do that. She goes, well, it's just free stuff. You can just keep it and have it. And I don't know where she got her number or what have you. It was kind of a funny phone call.
Yeah, just listed on Craigslist. Someone will come pick it up.
Yeah, it was so bizarre, and she wanted us to go. It was kind of weird too because she wanted us to go pick it up, and you know, there was a key under the mat kind of thing, you know. She was giving us the address, so I had to shut the phone off so nobody on here could find the address. You know, anyway, it was kind of crazy.
That's
Kind of crazy. But without saying, we have to. These gentlemen are ready for a song that they prepared earlier.
We didn't prepare. Actually.
No, that they didn't prepare. Even better, and they're gonna sing. And we love it when people sing on the show because it's always a good time. And if I know the song, I'll try and sing along with you. But if I don't know the song,
You just celebrate Germany's victory and just
they're going to sing, Germany's victory, of the World Cup, soccer, and anybody that's excited about that can sing along out there.
We have a special tie to Germany because our chief operating officer is from Munich, or from around Munich.
Yeah.
He served in the special forces there. He's done a lot of amazing things, and so he's a pretty happy man.
And you speak German.
Yeah.
So there's lots of ties to Germany. So we're going to take the show out. Ryan, thank you. Always pleasure, buddy.
Thank you, man. It was fun. It was fun hanging out with these guys. Keep up the good work, you guys. Appreciate it. So.
Nice to meet you all.
We riding bikes tonight?
Yeah, dude. Night ride tonight.
Night ride. No skunks, no porcupines.
No cougars
No cougars of any kind.
of any kind.
Cat or blonde kind.
Or that's what I mean. Of any kind. No cougars.
No
The scraper's full of cougars.
Yes.
All kinds.
All kinds.
Rhonda, anything from you?
No, just thanks for coming on the show, guys. Can't wait to see more of your website. I am blown away by what I've seen so far.
Thank you. Appreciate
Fantastic.
it.
You're welcome.
Okay, guys, take us out. We're ready.
Okay, this is a short one.
Ole, 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 ole.
Everybody.
Ole, ole.
That's, you know, when you hear a whole stadium of people doing that, it's pretty. And this wasn't too bad.
Okay, I was gonna say, well, there's only two guys. I guess it's not.
It wasn't too bad for two guys. It wasn't too bad.
All right.
No, I really
The whole
appreciate
German
it.
nation was singing with us in spirit.
That's good. That's good. Maybe later on some German guy will see this and go, "What the? They're not singing it right." Thank you guys so much
thanks
for
a lot.
coming on the
Appreciate it.
show. You guys have a super day, and we're out of here. Thanks for coming to Jerk's Corner. See y'all later.